Welcome. This lesson is over how to find the area of a circle. So let's look at our number routine. Our number routine says a crop circle is shown to the left-hand side. What is the perimeter or distance around this crop circle? Use pi as 3.14. So the distance, let me use my clear pen. So if I measure the distance around this, I want to find a distance around. But what is this line called? This is called radius. So which formula should I use? Should I use this formula or should I use the second formula to find the circumference or the distance around the circle? I'm going to use the second one because this is about radius. So I substitute 2, I substitute pi with 3 and 0.14, and I substitute the radius with 2.3. If I multiply two groups of 3.14, that would be 6.28. Then I multiply by 2.3. 3 times 8 is 24, carry to 2. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 2 is 8. 3 times 6 is 18. Don't forget the placeholder. 2 times 8 is 16, carry to 1. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. 2 times 6 is 12. If I add all of this up, carry it, 9. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Carry to 1, that's 4. And this has a place value of 3. There are 3 digits behind the decimal point. So the area is 14 and 444 thousandths. So let's make sure that's correct, because sometimes I do make mistakes. So far it's correct. 5, 12, 4, 14, carry 1, 14, carry 1. Yep, it's correct. 14 and 444 thousandths mile. All right, so now that I have that, what you're going to be doing is on your table, you have something called fraction circles. You have fraction circle that are divided into eighths. You have fraction circle that are divided into tenths. And last but not least, you have fraction circles that are divided into 12ths. So you're going to take the pieces of your circle, so either use eighths, tenths, or 12, and you're going to reconfigure it into a parallelogram. So how can you reconfigure it in order to create a parallelogram? Well, I've already done one already. So let me show you. This was the original circle right here. And then what I did is I did a zigzag here. And so if you look at this, let's draw it. Is this approximately a parallelogram? It is. So let's look at let's pull this out. What is the formula for the area of the parallelogram? If you cannot remember, please look at your mathematics chart. What is the formula? I believe it is, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it is, to find the area of a parallelogram is A equal base times height. With your dry erase marker, I want you to label the base and height of this parallelogram. So, again, I just labeled it. So this is my parallelogram, the base and height. So next one. What is another name for the height of this parallelogram using a circle vocabulary word? So I want to find the height of this. To find the height of it, think of it as this. I want to find a height. Whoops. Where's my calligraphy pen? Oh, goodness gracious. It's height from here to here. How can I find the height? What is this called? Let's think about it. From the center of the circle to the end. What is that vocabulary called using circle? I believe that is called radius. It is radius. So what I would like you to do is replace that height with r, which stands for radius. So again, from here to here, that is the radius. So next one. So what is another name for the base of this parallelogram using a circle vocabulary? I want to find this base. How long is this base? I'll be honest, I also, as a teacher, got stuck on this. It took me a while to figure out. So let's think about it. The base of this. I take 1, 2. So let's bring this down. Let's bring these scallops down. 3, 4, and whoops, let's bring this one down. And 5, 6. So this is the base. Let's think about it. If I turn this to this, and 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 I turn this to this, it should make half of a circle. If I did it correctly, it should be half of a circle. So these represent half of the circle. How do you find the circumference of a whole circle? If you want to find the circumference of a whole circle, isn't it c equals pi d or c equals 2 pi r? But since we are talking about radius, which one of these circumference formulas should I use? I'm going to use the second one of c equals 2 pi r. But let's think about it. This represents half of the circle. So this is the how to find the circumference of a whole circle. So what is the circumference of half of a circle? So if the circumference of a whole circle is 2 pi r, how can I find the circumference of a half of a circle? So I want you to think about it. Let's think it. 2 pi r is a whole circle. What's half of that? Half of 2 pi r will be, I believe, 1 pi r. So now let's replace this base. So let's replace this base with 1 pi r, because this represents, again, this represents half of a circle, the distance around half of a circle, so it would be 1 pi r. So now replace the base with 1 pi r on your board. So here is our parallelogram. So the height is radius, the base is 1 pi r. How do you find the area of the parallelogram? You multiply the base and the height, but the base is represented by 1 pi r. The height is radius. So the area of the circle is 1 pi r, or pi r, times r. Do you know another way to simplify this equation? Is there another way to rewrite this equation? Pi r times r. Where have you seen r times r? Do you remember something called exponents? So another way of saying this is pi r squared. So to find the area of a circle, you multiply pi r squared, or pi radius squared. And that is where it comes from, the area of a circle. The area of a circle comes from the origin of a parallelogram. where the base is 1 pi r and the height is radius. So you multiply pi r times r, which makes pi r squared. So now that we know the origin of area of a circle, we are going to be finding the area of circles given different diameters and different radius. So what is the area of a circle whose radius measures 5 centimeters? Write the formula. If you look at your mathematics chart, it says A equal pi r squared. Substitute the radius. So the radius is 5. So I'm going to substitute the radius with 5 squared. Can you simplify 5 squared? What is 5 times 5? 25. So you could say pi 25, but I'm going to rewrite it as 25 pi. So area equals 25 pi, 25 pi, 25 pi. I like the last one because I'm going to just leave this in terms of pi. So we're done. So can you replace pi with 3? Can you replace pi with 3.14? So what's 25 groups of 3? 75 centimeters squared. So that's the area of the circle. Again, area is the inside part of this. So what is 3.14 times 25? I believe the answer will be a smidgen more than 75. 5 times 4 is 20, carry to 2. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 2 is 7. 5 times 3 is 15. Placeholder, 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. If you add this up, 2 places, 78.50 or 5/10 squared centimeters. So that's a smidgen more. So that's how you find the area of a circle. You given the formula, you substitute the radius, and then you simplify it, and then you either substitute pi with 3, 3.14, or you leave it in terms of pi. Let's practice one more question in case you get stuck. What is the area of a circle whose diameter measures 12 yards? So what is the formula of area of circle? A equals pi r squared. Substitute radius. What would the radius of this be? Well, the radius from here to here would be 6 yards. So I substitute the radius with 6. So what is, simplify this, what is 6 squared? 36 pi. Could you say pi 36? Yeah, you could, but 36 pi is more algebraic because we like to put our coefficient in front of our constant. So let's rewrite 36 pi here, 36 pi, and 36 pi. Replace pi with 3. Replace pi with 3.14 and leave in terms of pi. So we leave it alone. So 36 times 3 is 108 square yards. That's 36 plus 36 plus 36. But what is 3.14 times 36? The answer better be a smidgen more than 108. 6 times 4 is 24, carry to 2. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 2 is 8. 6 times 3 is 18. Placeholder. 3 times 4 is 12, carry to 1. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9. If you add this up, 2 places, 113 and 400 square yard. That is a smidgen more than 108. So that is how you find the area of a circle. The area of a circle is pi r squared. You substitute the radius, and then you simplify it, and then you have your answer. You can either use pi as 3, pi as 3.14, or leave it in terms of pi.